everybody, it's video time. I have been on testosterone now for 8 months and 4 days, and I had my chest surgery 7 or 8 weeks ago. I've actually lost track a little bit. All is going well in the chest department, everything's great. I still can't sleep on my front and stuff like that, but hey, I can live with that. It's looking good, that's the main thing. Excuse me, I'm feeling a bit... I think my voice is due to kind of take another trip lower, which is good. It's just a bit uncomfortable when it happens. Yeah, so 8 months and 4 days in. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos over time, and one thing that's always struck me is that around about 9 months, for whatever reason, people change. I think people change. I mean, obviously they sort of change along the way, but at 9 months somehow something seems to kind of settle into place. And all of a sudden, I find, I'm looking at somebody who is, to all intents and purposes, is a man. You would never believe that they, physically had ever been otherwise. And I'm kind of hoping that sometime around about 9 months, something similar will happen to me, because, I still have issues passing or not passing. But some weird things have happened over the last week or two that I wanted to talk about, because they've made me feel quite strange. My partner and I were out shopping the other night, which is a very unpleasant experience. I don't like shopping particularly, let alone when it's shopping for a dress for my partner. It was a lovely dress she bought in the end, but it was just a bit of a trial going around the shops. And we went to a shop which had a great big changing room, and my partner kind of tried to sort of drag me into the changing room so that I could see what she was trying on. And the attendant, the male attendant, said, "Oh, no, we can't let guys in here." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But so that was kind of good, but for reasons I'll explain in a minute, it made me feel a little bit odd. Another thing, I go into a shop close to my work fairly regularly, and the guy that's behind the counter there calls me mate. Certainly in the UK, if a guy calls somebody else mate, then it usually implies that they are at least acknowledging them as male. And again, it kind of makes me feel good in some ways, but I have mixed feelings about it. I was down in London this weekend, and I was going around Camden Market, and they've got all kinds of fantastic little food stalls, and a lot of the people behind the food stalls sort of offer you stuff to try. Being a vegan, I don't generally take them up on the offer, but hey. But this woman kind of went, "Oh, you've got to try this, sir." And I was like, "Oh," and I wasn't tempted to try it anyway, but I'm not used to being called sir, at least not in any sort of earnest. My final example is last night. I was in a club, and there's myself, there's my partner, and two of our friends, both female. And this guy kind of came up, he kind of put his arm around me. He was obviously drunk, and he was like, "Oh, you're right, mate, how's it going?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine, please don't punch me." And then once he sort of established that with me, he then went on to try and chat up the three girls, and that was a very odd experience, and I sort of came away from it feeling a bit funny, which is one reason why I decided to do this video. Obviously, it's great when I'm read as male. That's kind of, my aim is to sort of align my physical being with, what I feel inside. Inside, I feel very masculine, and therefore it's nice to be read as masculine, as particularly by other guys, because I guess it's safer in some ways, but also it's kind of a compliment. The only trouble is, I assume that people are taking the piss. I assume that if somebody calls me a guy or sir or mate or whatever, that he's either just being really nice and trying to go, "Yeah, mate, yeah, well, you're one of us, mate," or I just assume that he's making fun of me. So I mean, that's kind of what I assumed in the club last night. This guy just went, "Oh, there's 4 women over there. One of them's really bloody butch. I'll treat her as if she's a fella." But I think that's probably my paranoia more than anything else. It's weird. I am starting to pass, I guess. You know, thinking about it logically, somebody trying to like sell me food somewhere is not gonna be either taking the mick or making fun or whatever. But you know, to be called sir and to be called mate, and you know, to be told I couldn't go somewhere because I was a guy, it's giving me very mixed feelings. It's not because I want to hold on to any sort of femininity. You know, no, thank you. I mean, any of you who've read my blog will realise that, you know, actually, on the sort of the gender scale, I don't necessarily identify as kind of like, you know, all the way up there 100%. I am male girl, you know, but at the same time, that is, you know, being masculine is where I'm comfortable, so it's nice to be appreciated as such. But it's just strange. It's very strange. I mean, I'm 40 in 4 weeks, I think, something like that. And, you know, I've had 39 years and something of being treated a certain way. And however much I knew that I wasn't that thing inside, it was never acknowledged by anybody else, mainly because for a lot of those years it wasn't acknowledged by me. But then, you know, suddenly we're in territory where people are starting to recognise and to kind of read me a certain way. And that's going to take a lot of getting used to, actually. It's good. It is good. But it's still, it's pretty strange. Anyway, I did a really long video last time, and so I'm a bit keen not to do a massively long video this time. I also appreciate that I used the word massively, I think about 4 times in my last video, so I'm sorry about that, and I have tried not to use it again, just the once. Yeah, just a quick shout out to Toby. I'm gradually finding out who's actually watching my videos, which is nice. It makes me a bit paranoid, but it's nice when people that I sort of know as acquaintances and as new friends sort of say, oh, you know, I saw your video, so thank you very much. And also to Toby's friend, you know, get that camera fixed. All right. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. Take care, and yeah, I will see you next month probably. Bye bye.